Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Adam at ND72. So we're going to be back with our used car flip kind of CLK55. So we're going back to fixing it. Last video you saw we did the exhaust, made it a little bit more throaty, polished those tips, got rid of all that rusty stuff. It's so much nicer now. It's like pretty cool. It's not too loud. No like drone inside the car, no nothing like that. But next we're going to start tackling some more stuff that's like definitely has to be tackled just as a maintenance and a fixing thing. And it's going to make the car a little bit cooler. I'll show you what that is right now. So if you guys remember, I had an oil leak over here. I cleaned almost all this off now just to definitely find it. So I have a little oil leak over here from the valve cover gaskets. And it's leaking from back here on them, which is dripping down and then it smokes up. It's making a teeny little puddle on the ground over there after the car sits for a while. So I want to clean all that up. I'm going to check out all these breather hoses because they're pretty effing stiff. That way I might have like a teeny air leak. Like they're a little bit hard. So I'll probably be replacing all those. Redo the valve cover gaskets. We're going to also do something pretty cool with them. And that's what we got set up over there. So what I'm going to be trying to do, I'm going to powder coat them so it's a little bit cooler, looks a little bit nicer, gives this car a little pop. And I want to try out powder coating a little bit. And what a perfect car to do this than a CLK55. So we're going to powder coat them. I got some cool colors. We're going to place the gaskets, some hoses. We're going to make this car look a little bit cooler in the engine bay. And definitely get rid of that oil leak. And that way I can clean all that up. At least I'll figure out if I have another oil leak. Because right now that one is basically just covering everything. So I don't know if I'm leaking anywhere else. So that has to be covered first. And all the gaskets we got are factory Mercedes gaskets, factory Mercedes sealant, all that stuff. So we're going to start by pulling these off, cleaning them, and then start cooking them. Well, powder coat them, cook them, all that rigmarole. Let's get knocking that out. All right, now that we got all this rigmarole cleared off, you can clearly see that it was leaking oil from over here too. See right down there, we're leaking oil from up here. That's leaking oil all down there, all over there. This breather part was also leaking oil all over there. So that probably was all contributing to it. And I did clean this off a little bit already. So we got the coil packs off, or swing over to the side. We're going to start taking the valve covers off. I also always disconnect this fuel line just so it makes it a little bit easier to clear in and out. And then we're going to pull it right off and start prepping. All right, so we got all the valve covers off and everything looks good under here. No sludge, no nothing. I checked all the, everything kind of could, lifters, all that stuff. I shook everything around. No slack in the chain, no nothing. That really looks bad under here, so pretty nice. And one good thing, if you're interested in buying this car, it is still for sale. And now you actually get to see what it looks like under the valve cover gaskets. You can see it's clean. You can see there's nothing really damaged in there, at least that part of the motor. I mean, the whole motor runs fine, so there's nothing really anywhere else. But at least now you get to know. So if you guys want to buy this car, make sure to hit me up on Instagram at BuffyCLK500 or throw a comment down over there. Something along those lines, get in contact with me. Let's keep going to this. So now we're kind of prepping them, getting all this stuff off with the greaser. Also remember when you're doing valve cover gaskets, break this apart. This is just a liquid gasket. It just comes right off. Well, it doesn't come right off. It's a little bit bitch to get it off. But get them, let them soak a little bit, and then I'll scrub it and get those all nice and clean and ready for paint. All right, so we got them all cleaned up. I scruffed them up. We put them in the oven a little bit just to clean all the pores out of water. We brake cleaned, degreased everything. Perfectly prepped and perfectly good right now. So the product we're using is, I've already tested this out before, but I'm going to show you what it is. It is the, what is it? Eastwood, their Eastwood at-home powder coating kit. This kit comes with basically everything you need, and then you just buy powder. So what I did is I got some red, what is it called? I don't remember what exact color it is, but it's red. What is it? A Eastwood coat treating red, 1 pound, whatever. So I got some red over there, and then I also got some Eastwood black, and also I got some Harbor Freight black, just in case I need a little bit extra, but I don't think I will. And I have plenty of powder for the red. So the plan is, it's going to be two-tone. It's going to be red all over here, and then black up here. So it'll pop a little bit. I think just all red will look a little bit too basic. So we're going to do it like that, and I think it'll come out really well. What I am going to do is I'm going to have to tape this little hole off. And then normally, you should be taping off anything with threads, but all these are pass-through, except right here, these are all non-pass-through. So you should always tape those off, but I'm not really going to for random reasons. I'm not going to tell you why just yet. But for futures, if you're going to do it, tape them off. And then I got my whole little, my little paint booth. Yeah, I'm okay at doing this type of work, where you basically tape off an area, then you do something inside and mess goes nowhere. From my last job, I kind of am good at it. So I also recommend doing a miniature little paint booth thing. As you see, I kind of did that. I got it tarped over there, tarp on the floor. I'm mediumly good at tarping stuff off where you contain something inside as you do a certain task and no red stuff goes anywhere. I'm mediumly okay with that, but it is what it is. So this is my makeshift one that'll work for right now. So we're going to get the gun all set up, get all that set up, and I have my oven over there. One word of advice, when you do these ovens, this is not the same oven I cook all my food in. I have a completely different oven that I use to powder coat stuff. Granted, I've only done this once, so it's the second time. We're going to see how good this comes out, and the first time I did it, came out pretty good. So I might mess up, I might do good. If you guys got any suggestions, throw them in the comments. Help me learn. All right, let's start knocking it out. All right, so really quick how this one works is you got a little button that you're going to push, and this will actually energize the system. So you have to ground out to your part. You're going to plug in your little box. I'm going to get that off the floor, though. And then you're going to put air to your gun. And as you spray your gun, you're going to hit this button. You'll see sparks going a little bit, and you're just going to powder coat the whole thing. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to set up a camera, but I don't have the compressor running, so you won't be able to hear me that much, but you'll be able to see me do stuff. All right, so we got it powder coated pretty good. I don't think I missed a spot. I might have missed one or two, but we'll bake it. And then if I have to, I'm pretty sure I could just re-go over it a little bit. But it's looking pretty good. I got to take my little clip off. And yeah, that air leak you hear because my hose is a little leak. Take the clip off, throw it in the oven. We have the oven set at right over here. Don't mind all the rigmarole and crap all before I'm doing multiple things. It is set at 405. That might be, we have to drop that down. That's supposed to be 400. There we go, start. So 400, we'll put it in there. And yes, I got my little fan over there to help blow it all out of my garage and keep the doors wide open. Do not do this in your house. I'm going to say this one more time. Do not do this in the oven that you cook your food in and inside your house. This stuff tends to smoke a little bit. You want it in like a well-ventilated area. If you're going to do it like I do. I got an oven in the garage with fan, doors open, a lot of ventilation over here. That's what you should do just to be safe. So if anyone does on their oven and they get sick, don't blame that on me. I told you not to do it. All right, we got her all in the oven at 400. We're going to set it down. I'm going to put my ventilating fan on, and we're going to let that sit. Also, it's easier if you have an oven that has like an oven light. So you can watch it. There you go. So we got the whole oven over here. It's been sitting. This is called like flowing. Oh, you definitely can see all the smoke. Might have to turn this fan back on for a little bit to blow it all out of here. But wow, that is looking so cool and popping. I want to pull the tray out just to look at it really quick. We're not done let me shut this effing fan off. We're not done cooking, but look how nice that looks so far. Oh, I definitely should have sanded it down a little bit better up there, but I think you'll be okay. You won't see that much, but that's popping so nice. So we're going to read the rest of the directions and keep cooking it off. But so far I did it at 400. I couldn't remember if it was 400 or 450. Everyone kept saying different things. So the first part of it I did it for that and for like 10 minutes until it got this glazing. Now I'm going to read what to do next. All right, now we got it curing. It's set for another 20-minute cure, so we'll wait it out. That first one was roughly 10 minutes from my oven. It changes for each oven. You're going to wait till it looks like jelly and really smooth. So we're going to let it cure the rest of the way for 20 more minutes, then we'll pull it out and let it cool down and see what it looks like. All right, so we got them all in. I cleaned up the bolts. I didn't go all new bolts, but man, it is looking so much nicer down here. I cleaned up a lot of oil. And the powder coating, I think it came out pretty good for basically my first try. I'm going to kind of clean up some of the oil and debris around there. But so far, I like it a lot. Granted, you won't really even see any of this once the air box is on. But it's like that teeny little thing where you just look down and think it's kind of cool. So I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to fire it up and make sure we're not peeing out oil or anything crazy right now. Fired right up. I'm going to look for some oil leaks to make sure I'm not peeing out over here. But before, right over here, you used to actually be able to see it dripping. Not no more. We're going to get some smoke just because I definitely dripped oil over the manifold. So I'll let it run for a little bit and then we'll put the air box on. Alright, so we let it run for a little bit. It's still a little smoky, but we're just going to burn it all off. But I got the cover back on. And I think you can still see the red. It looks kind of cool. It looks pretty much factory. It's popping out. I'm glad we went like the flat black because it matches this so well. And then the red, it just gives it that little extra pop. hopefully I might try to find this emblem if I can find it cheap, or I might actually go find a W209 air intake and put it on here, maybe to get a little bit more pizzazz. But I don't know, we'll see about that. So I'm very happy with it. We're going to pressure wash the bottom later on to make sure I got no more leaks, but we let it run. Right now it's not leaking out the valve covers. It seems all perfect. So hope you guys like this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Put a comment down below. Hit me up on Instagram if you need. It's Buffy CLK500. And if you want to buy this car, it's for sale right now. Contact me on one of those websites, and I will give you a pretty good deal on it. You're able to see everything that's done to the car. The car is drivable, perfectly fine. I'm going to examine it a little bit harder to make sure no more oil leaks before I actually sell it. But right now, if I don't find anything, the car will be on sale. But do remember, the longer I keep the car, the more I'm going to work on it, the price might start going up. So hit me up if you guys want to make an offer, and I'll catch you guys later. Sit. Good boy. Paw, lady. Sit. Paw. Good girl. Take the cookie. You got. Oh, you take the cookie.